a ceiling. For the other elements, you know, I find it hard to link an increase in the STM's, you know, a potential increase in the STM's freight tariff structure to the REM. So, you know, unless Mr. Rotrand has some clarification on that, but as I say, the contribution to the City of Montreal is clear, it's capped, it's known. The rest of the project belongs to the Caisse de Depot et Placement du Québec, which is a provincial government organization, through its subsidiary CDPQ.
No, it's not. It's private.
So,
it's
Mr.
private.
Does anyone else have?
I'm going to add just some general information. Look, as a mode of transit, it is, as you say, much greener. And I think we should be encouraging electrification. That part is good. There are questions, however, that need to be responded to. The BAP report is an important report, and some of the questions remain out there, and I think the public will only support the project if those questions are actually, you know, clarified. One of which is cost recovery, because this is your pension money, yes. And obviously the financial montage is that government will pay a certain amount. The proposal is basically a third coming from the federal and provincial governments, the rest will be coming from the case. So the case really wants to ensure this runs at a profit. And therein, there are questions about the potential ridership. Will it increase ridership by making it more convenient to use public transit? Is the alignment the correct alignment? Will it cannibalize existing modes? And will it provide actually less service, as some allege? Now, I'm not an expert in these things, but you know, transit doesn't tend to run at a profit. And the new, you know, governance model anyways, the STM no longer will set its fares. And the first question we ask is tariff integration between modes. If there are two separate standalone systems, I don't think that encourages public transit. If there's some sort of interface, then we're already on a much better path. There remain, in my mind, questions, but I don't oppose the project. If the project does lead to less in the way of greenhouse emissions, does build a ridership, and is relatively affordable, I think the public will be in favor. I noticed that some environmental groups like the Suzuki Foundation do support this, and some ridership groups do support it as well. I'm keeping a very open mind, but I think the case needs to explain its long-term plans a bit better.
So, Cyril, did you want to add a comment?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Hayek. Yeah, very briefly. First of all, whatever it costs, you and me are paying, because we pay provincial taxes, we pay Montreal taxes, we pay into the Caisse de Depot. So whatever the cost, we're paying 100%. If there's federal, we pay federal taxes. 100% is paid by you, me, Mr. Rotrand, and everybody else in the hall here. I happen to think, in response to your question, if you agree with me, put your mind to it, I happen to think the whole project is a fraud put out by the Caisse de Depot, which allows them to get constant advertising about this wonderful, ridiculous, stupid project that they're talking about, which we know will never get built, because it's simply an advertising fraud for the Caisse de Depot. We had this 5 or 10 years back with that idiotic scheme for tramways on Park Avenue. Everybody knew it was a stupid scheme, which was never going to happen. But the politicians got in the newspapers for months and months and months and years. And of course, it was never going to happen because it's too ridiculous. Same with this. Thank you.
Oh, Mr. McQueen, sure.
Yes. Okay, I'm not going to... Apart from the fact that we're going to pay for it, we're not going to benefit from it in the southwest portion of Montreal and for NDG in general. You know, all talk of going to the airport through NDG, through Montreal West, through westbound, through Lachine, very underserved in transit, is now completely on the back burner if this project gets built. And of course, it doesn't benefit at all the east end of the island. I mean, does everybody understand what they're saying here? The Quebec government spent $700 million building the Train de l'Est, and now they're just going to dump that. The Train de l'Est is going to stop at some station up in Ville-Saint-Laurent. The people are going to have to transfer onto this new train, which is going to go through the tunnel. They're electrifying an already electric branch, the Deux-Montagnes line. I mean, is everybody clear on that? So there are a lot of questions, a lot of serious and important questions. I just want to ask our two members of the Coderre administration if they agree with the pronouncements of our Mayor Coderre, who seemed to brush off the BAP report with some silly comment like, le BAP, c'est pas le pape. when the BAP has generally always been considered a serious form of consultation for the people of Quebec.
You know, Mr. McQueen, to say we're not going to benefit, presumably you're wearing your NDG hat only. There will be a station at Edouard Montpetit. It will link with the Blue Line. There'll be a station at Kenora. So, I think there will be definite benefits. Well, far from NDG. You know, you're a borough council member, Mr. McQueen. Presumably, the Université de Montréal is an important institution in this borough, and to be able to link a station that gives access to the Université de Montréal, the Blue Line, directly